All right. What's up? What's up? Okay. Today I want to do something different. I wanted to break down the beat which I called Trinity, which I think the original name for it was Collective 76 Contest Beat. um this group from Boise, or I don't think they're from Boise. I think the main guy is from Moscow because he goes to school at U of I. I'm sure he's probably graduated by now, but they're called the 76 Collective. They have a few members. I don't remember where they're all from, but they're all from around, you know, I think pretty much the whole world. They have a few people in Europe and um, a few people across the United States, and I don't know fully all of them. I apologize, but I have interviewed the main person, Dre, actually on the Small Town Producer podcast. He's really cool. He's a really nice guy. All right, I am going to real quick pull up these stems because it lost. Obviously, it lost the originals. I don't know how. Okay. Uh let's get into this. So, like I said, this started out as a beat for a contest that they were doing, or I think you could win like $50 and like a drum kit. Um so I entered. I think they put out like two loops that you could use. And so this was one of the loops actually. Just that one. I sped it up a ton. So the beat is 172 BPM. That's how fast this one goes. And oh, I guess I should say the reason I'm breaking this one down is because this one actually ended up um, being on the Pepperoni Prada flight. So if you have not checked that project out, you definitely should. Here, it's on this project. Hey, it's a little pep. I produced this one, number 8, Flight, and this is the beat uh, that it started out as. Okay, so yeah, like I said, this was uh, one of the beats, one of the loops that they had us choose from. I honestly picked both, and I liked how this one sounded all sped up and fast. It sounded like I was like going through changing the radio or something, or like, just like trying to find trying to find the like perfect station or whatever. So I really liked how that sounded. Um, then this was the melody that they ended up that I used. What happened was I did manipulate this one. This one is more of like a I pitched it down, and then this one I pitched up. And I believe I cut off the highs and stuff on this one too. Um, that was the melody. I mean, they had a really cool loop to use, so I didn't even really have to do much with that. This riser, I ended up putting this snare, and then I put this little Godfather perk underneath, so give it a little more texture. Okay, so let's switch over to the hi-hats. This is what I did for the hi-hats. Well, here's the Vox that I put. Okay, and then you can see that different stuff kind of comes in at different times because I don't want it to sound the same throughout. So I ended up putting these like reverse cymbals. Okay, and then open hat here towards the end. Um, as you can see, it's not It's not a ton of, channels. It's just like 15. Um, and this was before I even used to do too much stuff to like the even the master channel because because I didn't really know what I was doing. Okay, let's keep going. Let's break down these kicks. Yeah, so nothing crazy. Honestly, I'm surprised at the restraint here. That was half the battle when I was I think as it is with any producer. When you're first learning how to make anything, like this is half of the battle is just not throwing in a ton of stuff. Which I don't feel like I usually throw in too much stuff, just a lot of it out of pure laziness. But also because I have gotten myself kind of stuck before where I have just way too much going on with the kicks. I mean, like I said, I think a lot of people do that when they're first starting. And so I've been able to kind of, get out of that habit. But even now, I still feel like I sometimes put just trying to do way too much sauce with the kicks. And it's like, that's not always necessary. Like sometimes it's fun. And yeah, sometimes it sounds cool. And especially if you're doing like a really cool, intricate, like, drill beat. But for most part, you don't really need it. All right, here is what I did for the 808s. Um, I can show even what I played. Um, I mean, and you can even see that like I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even have this one all pulled all the way up. I mean, not that you need it to, I guess necessarily, but like, oh my god, that's funny. Um, Honestly, the beat does not change that much, as you can see. Like little new stuff will come in every however many bars or so, but for the most part, it doesn't really change a whole ton. So I was kind of trying to like figure out what to do because I was like, well, I don't really know how to change it. I wasn't very good at arranging at the time either, because like I said, I was pretty new to this beat stuff. I think this was only probably like the 10th beat that I actually made. And like and I didn't go through this phase of where like I made stuff and then deleted it because I thought it was bad. I thought that I knew what I was doing from the beginning. So like everything that I've made I've kept from like my very first beat. I think like the very, very, very first one that I ever made was for like some family member who just he works in music and he wanted to see what I could do. And I thought that I kind of knew how to work the DAW better than I did. Um, and so I kind of tried to make something really quick and sent it off, and it was awful. That is one, but that I don't even count that one though, because I mean, I should, I guess, but it wasn't even a full one, Like, I didn't even know how to like arrange it, even to have like a, a chorus or a hook or like a verse or anything. But okay, so then I was like, well, what do I add? What can I throw on to make this different and kind of differentiate, like, like I said, the hook. And this is what I came up with. I put this counter melody on, just this weird tone that I found, and yeah, this is what I played, if you would like to see it. Um, and as I usually do, like I'll play this out on the keyboard that I have down here. Um, and it's an actual keyboard. It's about like a 49, I think it's 49 key keyboard. Um, if you want to check it out, I do have affiliate links. Um, but yeah, so I played it. I played it with the root note. So kind of just to follow along, and then also played these little keys. And I believe that I didn't get it very perfect, when I played it. So obviously, as you can tell, I quantized it and everything. I probably would not quantize it as much as this if I were to play it again. I mean, everything is literally, I think I just went through, and once I knew what notes I was playing, I literally just got deleted the note, that I'd played, and then put it in, like double clicked it, which I would no longer do that. I'd have it, yeah, be a little more like this. You can tell this is a little more natural. I played it in, but yeah, so I probably wouldn't do that for these upper notes, but this is what I ended up putting down over the top. Honestly, it still sounds really cool. I put a bunch of stuff on it. I mean, I guess not a bunch, but like, let's see, I have a chorus that I didn't end up using because I didn't know how to use it really, and it was making it sound weird. I have overdrive on it. I have reverb on it. And then EQ'd it a bit, which I'm surprised that I even EQ'd it that much, but it must have been really peaking on the highs. But anyway, started off. I also forgot to mention these little perks that I added in. These are one of my favorite parts that I added. I'm just trying to make stuff change, like, in your ear. Like, obviously, if I were to make it now, I would have even more stuff change, and I would probably have, like, the beat drop out. I would have probably the hi-hats drop out, maybe the 808s. I would probably cut the melody out and just have these going. Like, I would do even more stuff to it, but like I said, for one of the earlier ones, I'm impressed I even had it changing this much. So usually, when you're starting out, you just plop everything down, and then you're like, copy paste. Good, I made one. Yeah, so as you can see, it is not super complex. And one of the mistakes that I can tell that I made back in the day is that I should have really cut the lows off of the melody. I really liked the melody, and I really thought it sounded really professional and stuff. And I'm like, ooh, good sound selection for me to use. And it is really good, and it's really well mixed. But obviously, the problem is I wanted to add in my own lows. I wanted to add in my own kicks and my own 808, and it does sound like they have their own bass following along in the melody. So I believe it was making everything a little bit muddy. But it got mixed really well by the person who ended up mixing it. I believe goes by the name Sida Can Cook. And it turned out really great. I don't know how much of this I can get away with playing, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'ma order one time on the flight, ayy. order 2 times on the flight, hey, yeah. I'ma order 3 times, sip a Sprite, yeah. Every time I order, everything is alright.
Yeah, I I love the track. I think it's super fun. And I think he did a great job on it. Honestly, the whole project is a ton of fun. I thought it turned out really good. It's the perfect combination of like fun, and like actually like good flow and funny bars and like um yeah, you got to check it out. But anyways, okay, this was me breaking down Flight by Pepperoni Prada. The way that it ended up happening was it was just a friend of a friend. Again, like I said, he was in the local scene back when I still lived in Idaho, and super nice guy. And a friend of a friend was like, hey, I know somebody is looking for beats. They just came to me and asked for some. Um, this is an old friend of mine that I used to produce with a lot. I don't know if he's still doing music, but he, I believe, was the one who told me and was like, "Hey, Pepperoni Prada is looking for beats. He's a really nice guy. You should." I told him about you. You should reach out to him. So I did, and I sent him some beats for him to listen to. He liked that one. And then, all these years later, I think it literally took like, because this came out this year, I believe. Yeah, 2022. And I sent this, shoot, it had to have been before the pandemic even. It had to have been. So, this was probably back in 2019. So 3 years later. I mean, which you can tell he worked hard on this. Great, like I said, great mixing and mastering, and uh, the aesthetic of it all is great. Um, and yeah, 3 years later, it's out, and it sounds good. But again, it was all just kind of like a who you know, and that's how I ended up getting it to him. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Hit me up at Beats by Kana on everything, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Kana Beats on YouTube. There should be another production of mine coming out this year. Hopefully, I think it's gonna be like, I want to say this month or next month. I don't know for sure. But I'm very excited to talk about that too. And when it drops, I will probably come back on and break it down again. Because it's cool. And if you want little bite-sized breakdowns of it, of course you can always check out my TikTok. That's where I do all of those. So yeah, thanks for coming through. Thanks for watching.